Oh, hi there. It's Tuesday, and as I've mentioned in the past couple streams, I'm going to be easing off the Tsume problems until I find some better collections that feel a little more realistic. Possibly full board problems would be ideal, but I'm going to hold off. The last few I don't think did all that well. They were slow, very few problems. The problems weren't all that satisfying to do. And and if YouTube is any indication, people didn't like it all that much. So I'm gonna put that on hold and at least temporarily turn this into a slow, thoughtful kind of shogi day. Tuesdays maybe this will be a thing where instead of just continuing to bang on the blitzy kind of shogi wars mode. I'll get a day in of some more thoughtful play, just to not lose that calculation, just not to lose that sort of edge or that thinking. And it seemed to help last week. I don't know. Hey, Gabrielle, great to see you. It seemed to help in terms of bringing back my game a bit from a downswing, both over the board and online. So we'll keep it up. Got my unsponsored green tea. And Shogi Club 24 is this is the low point. That's the downside with this time of day with going shogi. Well, I mean it's the same problem on Shogi Wars as well. You're doing the Puzzle Rush survival on chess.com. Oh man, okay. What is my high? I think my high is. Let me see what my high is. I don't have chess.com app anymore, but let's see. My puzzle rating is 2707. My puzzle rush, the 5-minute is 28, which is not good. 25 for 3-minute. 43 for survival. So 43 is my high for survival. I think I got that probably around a year ago. I love those things. I wish we had that kind of stuff in the shogi world. Mate Run is the closest we've got, but not quite the same. You're on 37. Nice. What's it called? Like I say, Mate Run, not quite the same. I still do them. I did my 2 today. I was flying until I made a mistake. I was flying and I hit 19 with a lot of time left and then hit a mistake and kind of the wheels fell off. And then the next one was just a slow and steady, like 17. Yeah. All right. So while we just sort of get this going, I'll wait for a room, set up my weight and see how people do. Takahashi-52, I think I've played this player before, I think. Let me see. Takahashi-52? Oh, Takashi. Maybe I haven't. High of 604. What am I looking for? I'm trying to find my Shogi Club 24 window. There it is. And thank you. 5 hours ago, it looks like Mr. John Irk followed. Appreciate that. That brings the count, at least, according to this dashboard, brings the count up to 242. I don't know. It seems like whatever dashboard I look at in Twitch, it's always a different number. But closing in on 250, which would be nice. 211, 212 players out here. Got the ice cubes in there. Ready to go. Come on. Let's see if let's see what Lee Shogi has in the meantime, just in the event that they have a There's a Super Blitz Arena. No, not really. Just the one player. Yeah, Indiologist. The regular strong player. As far as I'm concerned, strong player. Always would play Chosokugin, if I'm not mistaken, against my central rook. I haven't played Indiologist in a long time. Okay. How many people do we have in this? Oh wow, there are very few double-digit Qs. And there's one. Let's see if we get. I'll let them invite if they'd like. Still, waiting on people here. They've had a rough day here. 1 win, 8 lose. Boy, I wonder how high their rating was. I'll give them a play. Oh, they're already playing. Wow. So 247. What was that? What was their high? 761. Oh boy. Okay, maybe they're throwing. Maybe they're throwing. I have 761 with 25,000 games. Oof. Or maybe they're playing a strong player. Still on 37. It does the I think there's one. I think the Lichess survival does not let you get one wrong. I think the chess.com lets you get 3 wrong, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this won't be a slow day. Maybe if I can't get a game, I'll challenge. Maybe maybe if I can't get a game, it will. I'll just have to switch over to show you wars. All right. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Where's my pawn? There it is. I think that's the wrong order. I should have just brought this silver up. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All righty then. Interesting. Okay. Thinking about this. Also thinking about this. I think I should have come this other way. Take, 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 take. I don't usually take this way, but I've noticed that Urshin or Ryu channel does. So if I drop the silver here, then he drops the silver. I come back. He drops the pawn. I take. He takes. I drop the pawn. No. If I take, he brings the silver, the bishop here. So I bring it back. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And then he'll get a promote here. Wait. If I take the pawn, takes with the silver, I come up. I guess that's a good reason to have that gold there. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Then he'll have this drop. Wait, why am I in this position? Why is it so... How about the edge? All right, let's do that. I'm gonna make this edge attack. If he doesn't, okay, okay. Got two, and he does have this here. Oh gosh, I don't think that's all that great. I don't think that's so great. I don't think it's that bad. Um, oh, it is bad. It's terrible. Oh, because I don't have this here. Um, oh gosh, this is what I get for doing that back out. That's what I get. Hey, Foradun. Hey, Ghost One. Great to see you. I do this. He takes. I come up. This will be a nice one to review, as always. You know, that fear of the later drop. Something I don't always get in these positions. But maybe it does happen, and maybe I just don't worry about it. I mean, for what it's worth, I still think I like this. Although he's got, I mean, he could probably just drop a silver here. Yeah. Um, if I come over here, the pawn push traps me. All right. Just keep in mind, Yanara O is going to win this game from my position, so I can win this game. Hey, Melkor, good to see you. You think that works only when I have exchanged? Yeah. Well, Gust one. Yeah. I completely neglected my I neglected to remember that. So I did a couple things out of order. I hadn't the edge pawn hadn't been pushed, and I had reversed my silver. None of those are things I do usually. So in my mind, when I made the edge attack, those were not in play. So I not outthought myself, but kind of got in my own way. All right, I don't see what this is going to be. Unless he's going to attack the head of my pawn with his silver. Drop the silver here. Is this the idea? No. So now I've got my, I can do the double pawn. Okay. All right. If he comes back, I defend. And then I can double pawn. Okay. Hair or something. Cat hair. Big cat hair. Just flew into my glasses. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. I can take, come back. Pawn drop? Or silver? Pawn probably. I could drop the silver here. Then he could pull back. Or he'd just drop another silver. What if I take the silver, he takes, then I drop a silver here. He promotes. I come up, he drops a silver. That's not good. Take that pawn with the lance. No. Let's see. After the game, you want to hear my thoughts on the video? Okay. 2 minutes. Drop the silver. Drop the silver. He drops a silver. I take. He takes. Take, take, take. All right. I want to do this because I want to cover this pawn drop spot. I want to sacrifice the bishop. He takes. I come in. And if this is free, I'm going to be able to. I'll take this. I think I'm looking also, maybe it's too late to get my king up here on defense. Defend this, the 5-3 square for the drop. Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, so if I come back here, I'm threatening it. He doesn't have a mate. Oh, gosh. Oh, that I didn't see. That I didn't see. Son of a gun. Oh, boy. Should have. Oh. Okay. Okay.
これより一手、60秒の秒読みに入ります。
How many times is that going to happen? How many times is that going to happen until I realize it? How many times am I going to give up that 5-3 or that 6-3 pawn? Ah. I was really liking that spot too. All right. So illegal move coming. Yeah, I saw that it was a check. You know, I saw that it was a check. I think I was just all right, let's see. Did I ever pull back that advantage? I liked that at the end. Okay. Well, so far, no. Oops. Let's copy this into Lee Shogi for now. Okay. I did. I turned it around. Load to import there. Not that long a game. Okay, add this to my Shogi Club 24. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay. So what move was this? What move did it think? Hey, Mithrandir, great to see you. 79 is the move. So I'll look at that briefly before reviewing the opening. Oh. Dag nabbit. Gosh darn it. I got so excited by my own plan. Oh, you played and Mike 85. Awesome. It's an 81 dojo rite of passage. Like everyone, it's the legendary player, just nonstop all the time. Hey, Kanto Dragon. The color was the same as or close. So I didn't realize that you had joined in. Yeah, they do allow illegal moves. I mean, yeah, they allow you to make an illegal move that will lose you the game. All right. So Okay, so we decided to do, this kind of the big housey kind of stuff. The thing is, I want to come up this way, but I have to keep this square open for my bishop, because once he comes up, he comes up, I go over here, I need to respond to the pawn with my bishop. So I don't think I can pull up this way, which is why I opened here. I don't know what the engine's gonna suggest. This, or maybe this is good. Maybe this is still good, so I can think about bringing up my knight. You watched Habu Desu's video on the difference? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so I saw that a while ago. I thought it was nicely done. That it really gets into that question of rating. So, living vicariously through all the photos and a little bit of Carolina Sensei's videos, I got my perception of what ESC WOSC is, and it's hard to get a perception of that through just some photos and a video, but in my mind, I have like at least a taste or a flavor of it, and hearing people speak about it. Having heard people speak at the U.S. Shogi Championship and after, and now hearing people speak at the ESC. I my guess is that I will mostly agree with Habu Desu. With Ken. It seems like the European shogi world is so much more organized than the United States. Europe has rating systems, many tournaments throughout the year, across the various countries, and there's and more players and more stronger players. So in all sort of aspects of the game, it seems like the FISA or is ahead. So it seems natural to me that what I'm about to say is the case, but it seemed to me like let me switch my scene, that my expectation, it's hard because I go into these thinking with an expectation. I go into it with an expectation, so it's hard. When you agree with your expectation, is it because you're looking for reasons to agree with it, or is it that you actually are, validating things that you thought? But anyway, my thinking has kind of always been that, Europe, by virtue of having all these ratings, by virtue of having all these tournaments, and by virtue of being a very strong chess, continent or set of countries, I thought that my expectation was that these types of big tournaments would be a lot more like chess tournaments, where people care about rating. People are there primarily to play, versus social type stuff. And there's a big enough like European world that it's not going to be sort of overwhelmingly Japanese. So, it's going to have a European flair. And my perception of the videos and photos is that is how it is. You compare that to the U.S. Shogi Championship, and I think I said at the time that it felt almost more like an event than a tournament. It was a tournament, obviously, and there are incredibly strong players, just battling it out all day, trying to win and get ahead and get the ISF spots. So, the U.S. Shogi Championship had the added weight of having 2 ISF spots up for grabs. So, making it even more tense. But it is shogi in the U.S., as far as my experience has been, is still very much an activity for expats. It's still very much Japanese. So this tournament, the U.S. Shogi Championship, it was almost, I don't want to say primarily, I couldn't give a percentage, but like if I had to give a percentage, it would be somewhere like 80 to 90% Japanese. And the people speaking at the tournament were speaking in Japanese. The tournament director, the welcome, the greeting to people in the morning was all in Japanese. We had 3 Japanese pros there, Ono-san or Ono-sensei, Yamaguchi sensei, and Nishiyama 3 Crowns. They were all there, and as part of that introduction. So, it was very much Japanese, and at the same time, it was also very much a real nice family event because there was a kids tournament, and the kids tournament played, and Nishiyama was the scorekeeper, and so you had just really well behaved kids around and in kind of all over the place. You had parents just kind of there, parents who weren't playing, so you had that kind of nice atmosphere. There was sort of community lunch where everyone had lunch together, in this big hall. It was catered, and part of the fee, it was catered by former ISF champion Tomita, who turned. I think he finished fourth place in the tournament. I had an opportunity to play him. So it was a social, cultural event with families, and I loved it. I loved it. I have very limited experience with chess tournaments, even it felt to me like the chess tournaments that I've either hung out at or played in, they were, I don't want to say serious, they were more intensely focused. The players were more intensely focused on themselves in these chess tournaments than they were sort of the event. So it felt like that, where a lot of these players, myself included, I wanted to win every game even though I didn't expect to win. I was playing my best and trying my hardest. So, I was intense so for so many of us, we've never been able to meet before. We've never been able to meet outside of online. So, that's an added thing. So it was, if I don't know if that does it justice or if that really answers the question, but that's sort of how it feels like to me. And I think that's how it felt to Ken. You say, yes, the rating systems are quite serious compared to the US. It's very natural, yes, to gain ratings since they can't win the tournament. Exactly. So, shogi, like chess, and I feel that, as I've said before, since we don't have ratings here, my rating is Shogi Wars. So, even though I'm streaming my Shogi Wars games, which I think, handicaps me to a certain extent, my rating in my head, the measure by which I know that I'm improving is Shogi Wars rating. And like, if we had over the board ratings, strong over the board ratings like FISA, I think it would be that. So like, in chess, mine might be USCF if I was going to do chess, like the serious rating. I don't know. So you're not sure if you can agree about the social or meeting friend aspect getting lost. That makes sense, because it also did look like a real nice social event there. But yeah, it was different, and especially as someone who doesn't speak Japanese. I obviously I love shogi. I love Japanese culture. I've tried to learn Japanese to a certain extent, and I'm still trying. When I have the problem, time is always the key. But I loved it. I just loved the environment. I loved being there. And as an older person, with kids, or now young adults, I love to see well-behaved kids with parents that are really, really great. And that was another nice aspect of the US Shogi Championship. It was so great. It was so great to see like these well-behaved kids enjoying and loving shogi. And yes, they were almost all Japanese. So again, it's very much a Japanese thing. So it feels in some way still sort of more exotic to me. Exotic in the most minimal sense of the word, but because I'm used to all this. But much more an activity for expats than so the tournament overall, it felt a lot like a big event for Japanese expats, where people like me are allowed to come in and enjoy the fun, versus the ESC WFC, which is, this is our shogi tournament. This is our big shogi event. This is our big European shogi event. We are Europeans, and this is our European event. The US one, to me, felt like, this is our event. This is our Japanese event in the United States. And you say, by the way, every time you talk to people about the US and shogi, we always say that we want to develop something similar to FISA with many more tournaments. Yeah. That's the thing. It'd be great. It'd be great to have more tournaments, because tournaments are fun. They're really fun. And, the chess world out here is spoiled. You can play, as an amateur chess player out here, and I'm sure it's similar in a lot of parts of, not most, in a lot of parts of the United States. But if you wanted, you can play a rated event every single weekend out here, and more, I think, and during the week. There's so much for you, and you won't just be playing the same old people. That's another thing. Another sort of downside with having a relatively small community. As tight as the community is or could be, you're basically saying, in the US, you're basically playing the same people all the time. So that's my sort of, not uneducated, but that's my take, having enjoyed and been to the US tournament, versus what I've seen on Europe. I think both styles are amazing, and being able to have both styles of events, if we had both styles of events like that in the US, it'd be incredible. Because now that I've been to this US Shogi Championship, I love this style. It's incredibly intense, but also sort of incredibly happy. People are just really happy to be there, it seemed like. And everyone is just so polite and nice and kind, and it was great. It was great. Yeah. So Mythrinder, that's my experience with chess, here, is that, for better or worse, it's everyone's personal judgment, but they won't be as nice. The chess tournaments won't be as nice and welcoming, because they have so many, and people they are very into their own ratings, and they're very into their own progress, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why these tournaments exist. People want to play, they want to get better, Yeah, it does make me wonder, though, how chess people get their fill of sort of happy, fun chess, where everything was so fun, but I don't know. Oh yeah, having FISA, it absolutely, Kanto, absolutely does not guarantee more events. Yeah. You have the organization, which people supposedly are. Every 6 months I hear another person say, "Oh, the U.S. is getting this, it's getting that, it's getting that. This ratings, it's getting that." It's usually someone different, and you don't usually hear it again. But it takes a lot of effort for someone to organize and do that kind of stuff, and then each tournament needs a huge amount of organization to manage. So you have to have these people selflessly, because no one is going to make money off of this, in the United States. No one is going to make money off of this. So, I think no one is even going to break even doing these kind of things. So you have to do this for the love of the game. Or maybe if you play the long game, you're thinking, well, maybe in 5-10 years, if this does well, I'll be able to start, making money on it. I don't know. But my guess is that in the US, it is never going to be profitable or even break even to do shogi stuff. So you have to do it for the love of it. And I don't know if that Frank Rokamp, or I don't know how that's pronounced. I don't know if he's the person over there that sort of took the bull by the horns and decided that he's going to make this work and he's going to suffer the financial hit or whatever. But you've got to have some sort of selfless people, I think, that are organizing these things. Like even local clubs, like even the local club here, the clubs here that I go to. It takes some management. It takes a little bit of management, and someone has to do it, regardless of whether it's an easy task or a hard task. Someone has to do it, and a lot of people don't want to do it. I know for me, like I don't want to do that stuff at this point in my life. I don't want to be organizing events. I don't want to be bringing all the boards. I don't want to be the one who has to wait for everybody to finish up so that I can get the boards. I don't want to be the person that's kind of like, hey, everybody, they're closing as the players sit there kind of ignoring, they're ignoring the fact that the doors are locking and people are saying, oh boy, it's 9:00, it's closing. It's like, I don't want to have to be that guy. Not that being that guy is a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's just, I don't want to have to do that. I want to, I'm selfish at this point in my shogi life. I just want to play some shogi and enjoy it and try to grow the game, and do that kind of thing. But yeah, you need people to do that stuff. The chess world is large enough at this point. They have tournament directors. They have tournament directors that don't play. It's like they have tournament directors now who are like, their hobby is being a tournament director. They don't play chess anymore. I was just listening to a chess podcast. This chess podcast is the chess podcast itself is hosted by a tournament director who is also a decent amateur player. And he was interviewing a national tournament director who doesn't play anymore, who just doesn't play anymore, but he still runs these mega events. And, that's the shogi world in the US anyway. I don't think it's ever going to get to a point like that. But, it's to grow these things, you need people like that. The toxic people in chess. Yeah. Chess has, so I don't necessarily think a lot of these chess people are jerks or bad behaved or whatever. They are, I will just say, everyone is different and everyone has different personalities and different levels of empathy and different levels of social skills. But a lot of these chess players, not of these chess players, like there's some foreign entity. A lot of chess players, they're just very intensely focused on themselves and their game and their rating. And that's fine. And that's fine. I think it takes a nice mix. And sometimes they may be more brusque or more unaware of this sort of social graces. And the shogi community is not immune to that either. We have some of those people too. And they're not jerks. They're just, they're everyone's personality is different. More events, have a website or organization, something centralized. Yeah. And I think a lot of this stuff too, a lot of this stuff not only requires someone to do and volunteer and be the selfless person doing it, but I think they also, they need to be in it for the long game, they need to be dedicated for a long time for it to really work out. Because, what was I going to say? Oh, shoot. I had a point I was going to make. I had a point I was going to make and I blabbed over it. But, what was I going to say? I don't remember what it was. But, if the Western content creation kind of world is any indication how this kind of stuff would work, in the US or in most Western places, someone will do it. some like it's the constant it's the the shogi content creator sort of cycle. You start, you're all gung-ho, you make a few videos, and then no one ever hears from you again. Or you come back for a little bit, release a few more videos, and then no one ever hears from you again. That seems to be like life happens. And it's a lot of these things are just thankless jobs. So being a tournament director in many ways would be a thankless job. And so I think, even if we got a tournament director, odds are, or someone, really trying to organize stuff, odds are they do it gung-ho for 6 months or a year or whatever. And then life would happen and we'd never see him again. So it seems like, that Frank Rovkamp, as far as I know, he's just a steady factor, in European shogi. And, you're very lucky to have him. If my understanding of his role and his impact on shogi in Europe is any indication, you're very lucky to have him, because people like that don't grow on trees. You say the U.S. is too big, which is a large issue. Europe is. I just heard this on a podcast, and so I have not validated it. I think it was on the Starpoint podcast, the Go podcast. They said that Europe is bigger in terms of land mass. So, someone was trying to use that as an excuse for why Europe has more Go players, a bigger Go community, similar to the shogi world. It seems like Europe has a bigger and better organized Go community. The U.S. Go community and organization is great. The shogi can't even dream about being that organized as AGA, the American Go Association, is. But anyway, I heard that Europe is larger, the land mass. So people do still have to travel a lot. But then again, maybe effectively Europe is not, because in a lot of people's minds, Europe is just that tight middle mainland part, for better or worse. Yeah, and that's the thing, Kanto. Wait, so you need passport? You still need passports to travel amongst? I mean, people in the U.S. travel with passports too. I mean, that's not really a thing, but you don't need visas and whatnot. Yeah, Kanto. So as I was saying that, I was thinking, a large part of that mass is in Russia, which may not be part of this, shogi community. A large part of it, those are massive countries in Scandinavia, and I don't know, how close they are, how involved they are in sort of mainland stuff. And you say you want centralized organization, make it. Yeah, and that's the key. That's the key. Europe had someone who decided he was going to make it, or my understanding is, and they did it. But those people don't grow on trees. That's both a commitment and it's sort of a selfless act. Hey, Pick Ross, good to see you. All right, all right. Ken, Habudesu, I Dream of Shogi, all the different usernames. He made another video, I think, yesterday. It looks like he released it. It was about I think he was reviewing his games from ESC. It sounds like he had been busy for a while since then. Yeah, Melkor. Yeah, I'm not expecting you to make it. uh, that's why the Minsk players were few and far between, were relatively low in terms of numbers. It was visa issues. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I was curious about that. Like, I didn't know if they'd be welcome or if they'd be sort of pariahs. Not being on, not being in Europe. All I know about how people think of other countries is really through what other people say about chess. So I've asked this a few times on stream, and no one has ever answered. What is the deal with the Belarusian player Tanyan? How is he so good? Where did he learn? What are his aspirations? Who the heck is this guy? Like, what seems very young. I can't tell from photos. Seems very young. Seems very good. What's what's the story? Is this just sort of some like natural talent? Is this like a person who's been grinding away for many years in that I just no one ever responds. Everything goes quiet. I feel like it's almost like there's some untold something going on. I'm just looking to dig the dirt. But in the meantime, so he's in Japan, mid to late 20s, and just the strongest player. Ah, okay, okay, okay. So he didn't just jump onto 81 Dojo, instantly become strong, and then become like one of the best players in Europe. He's been doing it for a while, and even going to Japan. Okay. Ah. But well, he came with the goal of improving his shogi, or he came from other like for work or something. Hmm. So while we're talking, I'm going to bring this back up, and I want to see. I'm Gote in this game. Let me clear these arrows. Pawn three. Oh, one of these. One of these. Okay. Engine is okay with this. Engine's okay with that. Engine's okay with this. This is still good too. This is all still fine. I'm feeling I'm feeling good here this whole oops, I'm feeling good this whole time. I think what's his name? I think I don't know. Urshino Ryu channel may do this at this point. Oh no, and don't apologize. Don't apologize at all. I love the discussion. I love the discussion, and I love talking about that tournament. Actually, about both tournaments. So I appreciate it. I'm very happy to be talking about that stuff. How is this? How does this happen? What do we do here? Okay, he can't come here because I've got... Or can he? Wait. Hmm. If I do this, am I going to just lose this pawn? Oh, hey, transport. Hey, Spinal Tap Chess. That let me mute. Or well, I'll explain. I think it's probably the leaf blowers. So I'm going to mute for a little bit here. It's not a cow. It's not a cow. Yeah, the background is real. The background is real. Um, no, it is not generated. It's real, and it's real, but it's not a cow. It's uh well, while that noise is still going on, I'm gonna take a quick break and refill my tea. Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up. All right, it's still going. It's still the lowing of the cows. Isn't that what it's called? The lowing. It's still going. Shogi Dad is your new dad. Oh god. All right. Yeah, mine is not either. Mine is not either. Let's. All right. Still all right. Where did it go wrong? This was such a stifling move. I never make a move like this. It feels so wasteful to leave a gold there, but it stifled so many potential drops, so many things that I wanted to do. Okay, so okay. My usual instinct is that I blitz the heck out of this thing. But I didn't because I was afraid of the eventual drop. Let's it's cows sleep standing up so you can push them over. You don't know if that's a dad got the milk joke or a real story. Oh. This here, engines are engines. I'm not looking to try to reproduce what an engine says. But my fear, this was my fear of this line, and the engine likes it. It's still even in an even game, but at least it's slightly the slightest bit for me. But I'm trying to find ideas. Why is this good? What are my next ideas? What should I be thinking about here? And this is an option, which is sort of what I did at the end of the game, but it was already a horse. I don't understand pawn 5-5. I don't understand bishop 9-3. I guess I understand slightly what, like the most basic thing that you're looking for with bishop 9-3, but it seems so easy to defend. I guess these are both the same concept. So I'm just going to play a little bit what the engine says, just because I want to see what it thinks. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I just dragged this piece here. That actually was the top engine move. Okay, so my defense is improving. And now bring in the heat. Okay. Everything is not a 1-2 punch. Everything is not an immediate knockout in shogi. It's about creating ideas, I guess. Creating plans. Um, all right. So I'm going to continue to do that. This is I don't know why of all, I'm going to guess now 500 plus games of Urashino Ryu that I've played. I don't know why this was the game where I decided to the standard attack wasn't what I wanted. I don't know why I don't know why that hit. I am so off when I'm playing these Shogi Club 24 games. I always assume I'm up against Fuji Sota over here when I'm playing. So I think I give them too much credit, and I think I discredit the things that I get versus the things the opponent gets. The eval here is the depth 20. This is the in-browser Yanro low depth, all sorts of caveats. I'm Gote, and this is negative 1.3. So negative 130 or so on regular engine eval. So an even game, but the slightest hair towards Gote. So where did I mess it up? This swings it to like 1.9 cente, but 1.7 actually. So I didn't lose it here, but I'm giving up each move gave up more and more. Yeah. So this one was by virtue of not doing the stuff I normally do, I am now in a position that I'm uncomfortable with. And yet I still try to make the same attack I make when I have the pawn exchange, when I have the bishop open, all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, here's where it got bad. Okay. That's good. Where was the next big? Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Fun game. Let's get another. Oh wow. I lost to like a 11Q and it knocked me out of my 12Q, my 12Q perch. Am I waiting? Yes, I'm waiting. So I'm still one above 500 now, 122 and 121. I don't know how long the stream is going to be today. Probably at the latest 2 to 2:30 p.m. my time I'll close it, which means it's 12:38 right now, so probably at the most an hour and a half to 2 hours left. All right. I will play you me. Always scared on Shogi Club 24 of someone without a dash. Let me change my scene with a dash in their name. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I don't know if I said that. Bang the table. Sorry about that. All right. There's a cat hair or something. Whoa. He's made Yagura in the back rank. All right, let's come up. As usual, I don't know if this is any good. I think I see Urshino Ryu channel doing it. Is he going to pick pawns? So if he does take this, if he does take the pawn, if he does take the pawn, what do I want to do? I come up, he goes back, I come up, what if I back out here? What if I do this? Can I trap this? If I bring the bishop up, let's say he ignores. Oh, he brings this up. That now he has an escape here. Well, no, I come up, and then I come up here. Let's do it. Let's do it. It'll be useful to have this here anyway. You know, so if he moves anything other than this pawn, if he doesn't move the rook or this pawn, he's trapped. Actually, if he does move this pawn, it's trapped. I just take the pawn. Wow. Dang. But, you know, my king becomes extremely weak. But that's worth it, because I'll have a rook to drop in an open king on the other side of the board. Is it just trapped? What can he do? Is this the only way? No, I could still come up. The silver also now guarding this pawn. Okay, so he's not going to resign. This will be a good test. So yesterday, yesterday I made my thumbnail. Yesterday I made my thumbnail, the rook with a +1, because I got a free rook like 2 or 3 of those games, and I lost one. So this is the kind of stuff that person did, where they just, they spaz out a bit. I'm guessing the idea here is some kind of exposed check. I'll exchange the bishop. Exchanging the bishop is going to be way too good because I've got. I could also just drop. I could also push this pawn. No, because then he could drop a gold. But if he does drop the gold, if I push the pawn, he drops the gold. Now he has no defense here. Well, if he takes the gold, then I'll get... Okay. Oh, boy. That's even... Woo. Okay. Okay. That is what I thought. So if let's push the pawn. What about just the knight? What about just the knight? Bring the knight up. He's got a pawn drop to defend with, I guess. So that's something I hadn't considered when I thought that he might use his gold. I thought he'd have nothing to drop with. Okay. He drops the gold, then the attack is totally over. Drops the pawn. You know, I'll still have this coming in. If I bring this up, he can drop the gold. I take. He takes. And I'll have a gold. And the king will be here. I'll have a gold. What if I push this? What if I push my pawn? If I push my pawn, or do I exchange? If I exchange my bishops, he takes, I take. You know, I'm threatening. I'm threatening mate. What if I drop the knight? What if I drop the knight? Let's take the lance. I don't want to give him a lance just yet. Peter Piper. Well, we got Peter Piper pick a pack of pickled pawns. I'm missing the good chat. Probably about eating pawns with the rook, something like 1,000 years of pain. Is that something? He's closed off an escape square. Do I have something now? Do I have something? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I can check. I can check and chase. But I don't have a general to be able to. Yes, I do. Oh. I check. If I check, if he drops the gold, then I get the bishop. Drops the gold. I get the bishop. I get the bishop. He comes up. Drop the knight. No, he can still run this way. All right. Oh, he's got a nice little trick. Take, knight. No, I run up. I come up. And then I'll be mating after that. Yeah, okay. Bishop, take, knight, jump. Okay. Um knight. Okay, so I've got to... All right, let's threaten mate. Well, not really threatening mate. Not really. Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay, so how about runs back this way? Yeah, that's mate. So he's going to have to defend. But how does he defend? Because I'm going to be dropping a lance or a knight. Oh, okay. Let me reread this. Horse 7-1. King 5-1. Horse 7-2 is mate. No, it isn't. No, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, because this. Yes. Horse 7-1. King 7-3. Dragon 8-2. All right. All right. So we'll see if this player resigns or just disconnects, thereby thereby not giving me the win. We have seen this multiple times on Shogi Club 24. Who knows how many wins I would actually have on Shogi Club 24 if you weren't allowed to just run away and disconnect. All right. Oh, check out 1 second, Mithrandir. Here, Killer Ducky has a great intro here on how to do this. I think it all involves like using a plus. So good luck. Good luck. This site is crazy. This site is bonkers in terms of rating. And, the types of players that are sort of lurking around in the double-digit Q ranks. But as I say, there's something about this software. I really do like it. Arigatou gozaimashita to my opponent, and the main problem I have is that people can disconnect and not suffer the loss. $300 or something, because it's 3 moves to come back to the original file. Oh, is that actually what that means? What is this? Okay. They had to go back. Wait, no. Wait, so there was a defense? Six five pawn. Wait, 4-2 king. Wait, what? Wait, what? 4-2 king. Wait, what? Is saved it? Wait, what? What is going on? What's going on? User local.jp. What is going on? Wait, what? All right, I'm going to take this into Lee Shogi. I have to take this into Lee Shogi now because I'm. How in the world are they? Is that okay? I'm not understanding the sort of the refutation in there. Let me switch the scene. Go back. What? I know nothing about shogi. This is an even game, slightly to the favor of Gote. I understand nothing. Wow. So my king being exposed is that much of a liability. And presumably they moved the king so that I can't get my drop doesn't come with tempo. Whoa. Whoa. Man. Okay, Shogi. Okay. Every day I am surprised by something new. Wow. Wait, this engine line. I've got to look at this engine line. It's looking absurd to me. Okay, okay. All right, all right. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with this. Um whoa. Um I feel like I got punched in the stomach. You know this the I thought, here I thought, all right, I finally found a rook trap. I trapped the rook. I thought, I'm doing all right. I got it. I got it. I trapped the rook. I'm going to make my attack. The engine's like, no, no, you don't do that. You don't exchange a rook for a silver, you idiot. The engine is just oh man, too much engine. Yeah, maybe that's the moral of the story. Don't let the engine don't let the engine deflate my happiness. Uh goodness. Goodness. The sad thing is, the sad thing is, human wise, that does seem pretty nice to play for Gote. Like, that this does seem pretty nice to me to play for Gote, especially since I'm not taking this. I'm doing this. Um wow. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. All right. All right. How did that how did we do after though? The wall structure hurts me a little bit. Th- this one here, you mean? Yeah, I'm just stuck in there. Imagine if the opponent just blasted out that whole sequence as if it was just Joseki. Okay, yeah. So now it's yeah. All right. So here's where I spent I think most of my time in this game. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. This is what I was worried about. This is pinned. I can't. This is too slow. They're still defending here. Oh, I've got a knight. Got a knight. Knight. Knight, if he runs here, gold. If he goes back, I get this. 8-4, king 8-4. Then I bring the rook to 8-2. And the king here. Huh. Okay, now what? Now what? Then I just get the knight out of the way? Yeah, I get. Maybe there's no Tsume there. We need a Kramnik emote. Yeah, if he did the blast out that thing, we'd be calling Kramnik to run the procedure. Yep. Oh man, what a line though. So that's I'm not a good chess player, but they talk about how top players are looking for sort of sharp lines in the opening that are not the best. They're not the best, but they're potentially something that better. Boy, that seems like a great one. Am I missing? All right, okay. Rook takes 9. Oh, so this is it. So it's not Tsume. It's not Tsume. All right. All right. All right. Wow. It's not Tsume, but it's winning. Wait, so what was that again though? So I come up. Yeah, I maybe I should have just taken this. And then just ground it out. Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Let us get another. Change the scene. See if people are back. Oh, still low player count, 216. Oagley001. I think we played Oagley the other day. I don't remember if I won or lost that game. My memory, not doing so great. Oh, we're back above 12Q. These have been good games. I guess maybe it's. I was going to say I feel like I usually get one or two things out of these games at Shogi Club 24, but that's probably the case in almost any game of shogi. You know, as long as there's a review and thinking about it, and especially with the ideas of people are suggesting, seems like there's just so much to learn. It's overwhelming. For someone like me, it's just overwhelming. There's so much to learn, and then I sort of misapply the concepts in slightly different positions. A lot of people. I wonder how many people play Shogi Club 24 on the app. I was saying that I like the software. The software. I like how the board looks like a vinyl board. I like how the pieces are very clear. That kind of thing. I do like that, but it seems a lot of times like most maybe of the opponents are playing mobile. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And the mobile app, as far as I'm concerned, not so good. Not so good. All right, I'm looking to push the pawn up. We'll do it the Koshiro style. Always a decision. He's got 3 pawns. Okay. So he takes, I take, then I do the bishop. Sack the bishop, if I can. Drops the pawn. You can't drop the pawn because it's check. Drops the silver, or drops the pawn here. Take. This is solid. Drop the pawn. Drop the pawn. Gold takes. Drop the pawn. Gold takes. If I take, he comes over with this pawn, this gold, and defends it. If he takes the gold, do I drop the... Do I fork right away? Do I fork the golds right away? So if he takes with the gold, Fundoshi no Kei, is that what that is? Do that. He takes. I take. And I'm basically in. If he goes back, if he goes back, I think I just dropped the silver. Okay. So the question first, if he takes, so he's gonna have to take this, I guess. Do I take this bishop first? I mean, this gold first. Yes, I have to, because that is, wow, that's strong. I mean, that's Tsumero. It's Tsumero, and I'm going to get the rook. Oof, what a position. How did this happen? You know, 500 plus Urashina Ryu games. Never had this happen yet. Boy, arigatou gozaimashita. That was a quick one. I've got to. I wonder if I have missed this before, because it didn't feel to me like the opponent did anything so out of the ordinary. So I wonder if I have just missed this in previous times where this could have been a possibility, or let's bring this in and transition the scene. Website equals more games. Oh, at least the Apple lets you watch YouTube while your opponent thinks for 5 minutes. What am I doing here? How do I'm looking for my browser window. 44 moves. Goodness, that was... So I'm going to try to take a look at... I'm going to try to guess by my eyes where the opponent went wrong. I don't think this is losing. I don't think it's losing. This relationship here between this gold and rook, I've never noticed before that, you know, a silver take could do anything. But this has got to be fine. In my you know, I'm just gonna look at this with my eyeballs here. This seems fine. If he drops the pawn, then I'm coming up. You know, the usual. if he does this, that's not good. That's not going to stop it. So I think the opponent is still okay. It's a let's see. Um, you say Shogi Club 24 never sent you this SMS after finishing. Oh, I never got an SMS either. As far as I know, I've never gotten the SMS. But maybe I'm just not remembering. If you want to keep confidence, also advise 81 Dojo. Yeah, I mean that's possibility too. Though 81 Dojo at the double digit Q ranks is stacked as well. Like they're just all it's like the wretched hive of scum and villainy in the double digit Q ranks on 81 Dojo. You would need a second stream playing Subway Surfers during a shogi game to focus. Subway Surfers. I've never played Subway Surfers. That's a mobile game that was really popular a while back, right? I'll have to check that. I've heard players on there are really strong, but it won't send me the registration. Okay. Oh, your plan was to wait for a game and sneakily get matched. Oh, the stream snipe. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you're gonna turn into Time Zombie 2. Play, yeah, the stream idea. Playing shogi while playing some other game at the same time. I tried. I was thinking of setting up the getting the Switch into a streaming setup. The Nintendo Switch. So I could do some. I can't even remember what game I wanted to stream on Switch. It might have been just Shang-Chi, but I have the Steam version, so I streamed that. What am I playing lately? Well, I mean, I'm always in a state of playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I have started Dredge. So this was a popular game early this year, or excuse me, last year. Dredge. I got these out from the library. So I got Dredge out from the library for PS5, and I got Blasphemous 2, which is like an indie Metroidvania style game, for Switch, also from the library. So I'm playing these free, these library games also. I guess I just have to figure out how to stream and how to play stream shogi and have a game playing at the same time. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Um, I'm surprised. So you say you didn't get the registration SMS. Is it preventing you from logging in? Is it saying that you have to like that it sent you a code or something? It's possible that they're doing those manually, by the way. I think it would not surprise me if Shogi Club 24 was doing those manually. So it might be a delay. So I'm still trying to figure out where this opponent went wrong. Okay, I just cheated now. I clicked on the engine, and it's already bad, real bad for them. This is the first big mistake. Making the Yagura shape is a big mistake. Pawn 4-5 is the top move. The move the only this looks like this is the only move to maintain semi-equality here. How is this possible? This all seems so reasonable to me. Oh, when you try logging, it says your info is... Oh, man. Can you try to I wonder if you can reset the password now. Like, although Killer Ducky's introduction, I think, would mention that if you had to. Weird. So these past two games, eye openers, complete eye openers to me. I still don't quite get it. I still don't quite get it. Was it these wasted moves that really... I guess without the king over here, or with that bishop take coming with check, I boy, I'm semi speechless here. Oh, that's a good call, Gust One. That's a good call. Sending the email to Webmaster. This doesn't maintain equality yet. Pawn 8-8. The only purpose of it is to get my bishop off that diagonal, so they could then get the gold over. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I really don't even know what to say about this game. All three of these games today, in terms of feeling for me like becoming even more appreciative of the depth of shogi, these have done it, because they all felt so innocuous, or they all, like, this felt so innocuous. The rook game, that felt so definitive in my mind, like that the rook trap was just a one position, and wow, shogi is incredible. Shogi is incredible, and man, I appreciate the people who could see this stuff and continue to improve. Oh man. It's one of those things that I don't quite get when I watch people. Like, I watch, obviously, anything that Koshiro puts out on YouTube, I'm going to watch. And lately it's been a lot of great Shogi Wars stuff. And I'm watching those. He's 5 down or whatever he is there, and, beating 5 Dons. And I'm watching these games, and, there's, I'm searching for the words. Like, there's nothing, except for some of the mating attacks, except for some of the really nifty end game portions. A lot of that opening and middle game and getting into the end game, I'm watching him and I'm thinking like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It's there's a book. I think there's books of this name, but like there's the saying, nothing special. You watch these games, of high level players. Urashino Ryu channel, the same thing, since I've seen so many of his, and because I'm so familiar now with this opening, I see a lot of this stuff, and it's like, I can do that. This is nothing special, nothing special. I can do that. But you realize especially when I'll say I realize, I don't want to say you, I don't want to put my limitations on anyone else, but like when I run into these situations here, I take positions for granted, and I don't think there's much nuance to some of these positions, but boy, there is. And it's like, wow. So these are what the good players are seeing. And when I'm watching them play, these are the things I'm not seeing. So I'm not even realizing how good these players are, because they're seeing things that I simply can't see, or I'm just not seeing, or I am misunderstanding. It's fascinating to me. And when you think about it, like, Shogi Wars, I am 2Q, I'm a 2Q on Shogi Wars. And, people like Urashino Ryu channel are 4 Dan, and Koshiro is 5 Dan, and, Sugar and Showdown 1 or whatever his name is, they're like 7 or 8 Dan. And the gaps in between those ranks are bigger than the gaps in between, 2Q and 1Q. Yet they're still 7, 8 full ranks ahead of me, and each of those gaps is increasing. So it's like, if you normalize that distance from me to Urashino Ryu channel, it's 6 ranks. It's 6 ranks, but if it's normalized to, like, if a rank is defined as the difference between a 1Q and a 2Q, it's probably like 7 or 8 ranks ahead of me. And it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me, these games, the levels, the levels of these games, and what stronger players see that I don't, or what stronger players intuit or understand about the positions that I don't. It's fascinating. I'm these games today have just sort of floored me, of which doesn't usually happen. It feels like it doesn't usually happen. Maybe because I'm playing faster, or I don't know. Carmike, you were watching Koshiro as well in the 10th. Yeah, when he streamed this stuff, he was tearing up these high Dons. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I know he's an incredible player, but like, he was tearing these people up. And to me, it looked like he barely lost any games. It's not, when he went over his record at the end, it looked like he had more losses than I had thought. But even so, he had a huge win rate. And like, a lot of them, he was just bullying these players. It was absurd. It was absurd to me. While streaming, while trying to get these badges. So, he put a handicap on himself. I know for myself the amount of handicap that streaming adds to me. And, there's no reason to believe that he's not feeling the same level of handicap. And he's just tearing it up. Transport, you like watching a hero man because he describes his plan while making moves. That's where, gosh, that's where chess content is so, for me who doesn't speak Japanese, that's where I'm so envious of the chess content, because like, John Bartholomew, Eric Rosen, but especially for me, like John Bartholomew and to a certain extent, Daniel Naroditsky, they are explaining their plans so well, even in like fast games. And I feel like I get so much out of those, whereas, I don't get as much out of them from Urashina Ryu. Well, I guess Urashina Ryu channel is not really talking through his moves as much. Just as he's not talking that much in them. The Hero Man is talking. Sugar is talking nonstop, but like I have no way to understand what they're saying because the auto translate is so bad that I can't get anything out of it. So that would be. It's a major reason why I really want to get to some sort of decent level with Japanese, because pretty much all I can understand when they're streaming is their coordinates. When they're saying coordinates, or they're talking about a gigant, they're talking about their time. Urashina Ryu, especially Urashina Ryu channel, talking about time a lot. And Melkor, you say, it's crazy how Shogi is a game that's just so incomprehensible if you're not on the same level as the game you're watching. Totally. And that's why, for me, the pro game is not as interesting to me. It's not as interesting to me as like Urashina Ryu channel games. Because the pro game, even with an engine running, I am struggling to understand what they are even doing some of the times. And this is talking about even the pro level, the ladies pro game, where I watch, Fukuma and Nishiyama battle each other all the time. Those games, it's funny because like a year ago, I had those games, I felt like I could sort of follow along and guess many of the moves that they were going to make. And I was never just completely stumped. But they kicked it up a gear. They kicked it up a notch in the past 2 or 3 title matches that they've battled each other in, where they are making moves. I've got the engine. When I watch those games, those Nishiyama Fukuma games are like, those are must watch sort of viewing for me, where I get out my board. I've got the engine, but I get out the board. They make the move. I make the move. I think about what I think about what the move is going to be, and then when I'm done thinking, I'll see what the engine says. And some of these games, the engine moves, I'm looking at them like, this is absurd. This is a ridiculous move. Like nobody is going to make this move. I couldn't even think of like the basic plan of some of these moves, what the meaning of some of these moves are. And then all of a sudden, Satomi makes the move. And just my mind is blowing up. Like, how is she making this move? This move doesn't even, like, I can't even guess at its meaning. And so, it's fun as a spectator to kind of watch that stuff, to be amazed by the greats, but it's in terms of like trying to figure out what's going on, it's very difficult. And maybe that's where commentary would come in, where I really love watching high level chess, but maybe it's because there is that little bit of commentary adding a wrinkle to it, like, oh, here's why this move is so strong, that kind of thing. Yeah, even if you look at who's winning and you think you understand the move, it's much deeper. Totally. It's that way. It's that way also when I watch high-level Dan games on Shogi Club 24, which I haven't been doing as much lately, because I've been streaming so much and I've been doing Tsume on the side. I haven't, and a lot of my sort of Shogi watching time is reviewing my streams, watching Koshiro streams, watching Urashino Ryu channel streams or videos. And so my time watching Shogi Club 24 games has been at a minimum. But anyway, when I would watch those high level games, I didn't even know who was winning. I have guesses at who's winning, and it's probably like 50-50. It was incredible. Yeah, Carmike. Yeah, his experience is so strong that he knows what to do in some situations. But I think he also yeah. Well, like many strong players, they it seems like they just have this intuitive, and it's not intuitive. It's experience based, and they've learned. They've put in all the work. This sense, what appears to me as an intuitive sense of pawn play, when to push the pawns, when to threaten, when to defend. It's amazing. And transport. Yeah, I Dream of Shogi tried doing commentary for a while, but didn't get any viewers, so he stopped. That's the thing. It's the Shogi community. For as nice as the Shogi community is, it is hard to get them to watch something. It is hard to get people to watch something, in English. And you would think, or I would think, that things like I Dream of Shogi's channel would just kind of would get everyone to watch, but it's not the case. And so, it makes sense that you put in all this effort to review these games and do the work. You make those videos. It's not easy to edit those videos, and then you don't get any views. It's understandable that he would stop. This is the same thing I was talking about in the past, where it's like all these channels that have gone by the wayside. Choa Shogi. The Choa Shogi channel I really liked. Oh gosh, I'm Shogi Ramen TV. He's still making videos. But I think he's also he's doing some cool stuff in his work, I think, also. So his time is limited, but his videos don't get that many views and watches. Seigo Sato created the books and started making some videos, and they didn't get almost any traction. The videos. Debusho is my favorite educational YouTuber, and his don't get that many. His don't get all that many views and likes. I think those two go in hand, where you put all this effort into making a video, and then it gets some small number of views and some very small number of likes. They have to wonder, like, what am I doing this for? And it's a shame. It's a shame, because I love his content. He does educational stuff, but he also does the game review stuff. I personally don't love the game review stuff. So like his game reviews, I will click them and watch them and like them, but I won't really watch them, like, because I don't care. I want to support him in his YouTube making, but like I don't watch the game reviews, because I'm not all that into that. It's so high level, and it's I think I'm so spoiled by chess, where you can watch all these games all the time and get great commentary, and yeah. Carmike, you say maybe you should play many games to become better. So that's how I do it. I love the idea of just playing. Yeah, this seems to be a thing in the chess world as well, where a lot, the overwhelming majority, I'd say, of educators and chess players seem to agree that the way to get better is to play a lot of games and to review your games. And, of course, doing tactics puzzles and sume and whatnot, of course, especially in shogi, that seems to be so important. But most educators seem to agree that you've got to be playing. Like this is I can't remember the word that I heard someone say, but like it is a physical activity. It's shogi is, and chess, they're not just mental. Like you've got to move these pieces. You've on the board or on on the computer screen. You have to it's an active activity. It's an active activity. You've got to do this stuff. You can study and read opening lines and read theory as much as you want, and it will help to a certain extent. But you have to play. You have to play. It's there's no great explanation for why that is, but it seems like that you have to. And so we'll see. We'll see. Mithrender, you say you've never seen those Nishiyama Fukuma games. Does a Japanese channel broadcast them? There are a number of YouTube channel. There are like 2 or 3 that will usually show it. If you are in the Shogi Harbor Discord, there is a there's a lady dash pro dash. Let me read it exactly. It is called Ladies dash Pro dash World. That's the topic in the Shogi Harbor Discord, and those big title matches, someone usually has the link to both the Kifu, the live Kifu, and the YouTube video. They usually have that there before the event even starts. But I have subscribed over time. I've subscribed on YouTube to like the 3 or 4 channels that usually have these things, like Abima and JSA. And so when I'm on YouTube, I see the live indicator when there's a match. So that's how I get them. And just to shill the Shogi Home app again that I've talked about in the past, it has a feature where, so if you go to that live board view of the match, there is a button on the bottom left that will take you into the text Kifu. It'll open up a new tab or whatever in the text Kifu. You take that link for the Kifu, you add that in Shogi Home, you can open a link to a Kifu. So you open this page, it'll open the Kifu from the web, and then a button will appear on the right that'll allow you to update. So you can periodically update it'll re-download the Kifu, just sort of automatically. Not automatically, you have to click the button, but it'll do that. So it makes watching a game really seamless, not watching a game with an engine. It makes it really seamless. I really like that Shogi Home app, and I've been doing that for the past few. Title matches or pro games that I've been watching that have that Kifu available. Melker, you say honestly, some peeps need to also promote a little more. I guess. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I go back and forth on that. I don't know. I don't quite know what to make of the Shogi community, the Western Shogi community. It seems like so many of the players, they're in it for reasons that feel different to me than like chess players. Where chess players love the game and love to improve, and they love to learn, and they love to play. A lot of Shogi players aren't in it for other reasons. It seems like some people just really like the culture. They really like the culture of the game, or they really like Japanese. So it's like, this is a thing that is Japanese. So they play it. But they don't really love it. They're just doing it, kind of thing. It seems to me, and this could be completely unfair. It could totally be unfair. But it seems like there are a lot of the Shogi Western, like the Western Shogi population, seems to be sort of tourists. They're like Shogi tourists, where they do Shogi. They even get to be pretty good at Shogi, but like it doesn't define them in the way that chess defines so many people. Like the game. So they don't support the content creators out on YouTube or whatever. They don't watch the educational materials because in the end they don't care that much about growing, which is fine, which is great. It's as long as everyone can enjoy the game in a different way. But I think it does make it difficult for the people like Debusho or I Dream of Shogi or Shogi Kingdom, to justify putting in so much effort for these videos when so few people are going to watch them. And this is my pet peeve again. When people watch these videos of like Debu Show or whatever, they watch them and then they don't like them. Just if you watch a Debu Show video and you get something out of it, just click the like. Just maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. But I see a follow. Shogi Noob 69. Nice. Thank you very much for that follow. And I see your chat. Only found this game 2 weeks ago. You're hooked, but bad. Well, I found this game a while ago, and I'm hooked, and I'm terrible. So join the club. Join the club. That's awesome. That's awesome. I am curious. I ask this every time. I ask this. Hey, Shogi Pan, great to see you. I wonder. This isn't your time. This isn't. Hey Siri, what time is it in Norway? Okay. It's still streamable watching. What was I gonna say? The question I asked Shogi Noob 69. Nice. What got you into Shogi? What you found? You say you found it. What got you into it? This is something that I try to ask everyone, both in person and online, that I sort of that I meet, everyone that I meet virtually or in person, I ask, because it always seems to be a slightly different story. Well, except for the people that found it through like March Comes In Like a Lion. That one seems to have more. There's more than a handful of people who've gotten in it for that reason. But otherwise, like everyone has different kinds of reasons. Okay, your little brother is studying Japanese in London and he wanted to play me. Okay. So it came from the Japanese cultural side. Interesting. That's sort of how I came by it. Because when I first learned of it, it was a long time ago. I was playing like Go 20 years ago. And as part of that, you sort of get exposed to like Japanese adjacent stuff. Also, I like Japanese arcade arcade and fighting games as well. But so that's the thing, and so it seems like a bunch of people come from the cultural side, and this sort of goes along the lines of what I was saying, that a lot of people will come in from the cultural side. They will enjoy the culture of it and just sort of the general idea of the game, but they won't like jump into it hardcore or enough to be able to watch like some of the YouTubers out there. Akoshiro, hey, great to see you. Yeah, you've been playing for almost 3 decades, still bad. Oh, don't listen to Koshiro. Koshiro is not bad. Koshiro is one of the best that we have to offer. On the team Western Shogi. Naruto seems to be the number one influence, you say, for most foreigners transport. I have heard that. I have heard people say that. I have not heard that in a long time. I don't know if that means sort of Naruto is the influence of Naruto is on the wane or what, but I have not heard that in a long time. After a few games now, you have played like double the hours already because you're addicted. So that's getting addicted to these games is the way to go. Get addicted. Yeah, Shogi, get addicted. That's the key, I think, is to getting good at anything, is to form that basis, that solid basis of addiction, and then just really enjoy it. That's the thing. Getting addicted and enjoying it are just so important. So like, my only idiot advice that I have is that as you improve and as you play more and as you meet more people who are playing shogi and also improving, you'll learn from them, see what they do, share that kind of enjoyment of the game, but don't necessarily feel like you have to listen to what everyone says. Because there are a lot of different opinions on how to improve at shogi, or how to properly play shogi in the beginning, or how to properly learn these things. Listen to them and understand what they're saying, but don't feel beholden to any of that. You do what you do in a way such that you can maximize your love of this game. I think that's how I'm approaching it. I'm trying to maximize my love of the game, with the idea that as I do that, I'm also going to get improvement because I love playing, and playing and studying is kind of the way to improve. Mather and Deer, you learned first about shogi and then Go. That's an interesting one, because here in the States, Go is more popular than shogi. I think that's probably the case everywhere except for Japan, I suppose. Go is more popular than shogi. But yeah, interesting to go the other direction. Shogi Newbie say there's levels. You watch people and think they move so dumb, but it's ACC Pro. What is ACC Pro? The vision for board vision is tough in shogi, more so than chess. I think, and this isn't to diminish chess. This is just a comparison, because I love both games. I love and respect both games. I don't want to say equally, but effectively equally. And just shogi board vision. It's a bigger board, and there's no checker. There's no checkerboard. There's no visual help on the shogi board, which I think makes it more difficult than I wish it was. Like I honestly do wish that it was checkerboarded. Shogi Pond, you say the only person you recognized shogi and told you in real life recognized it because of Naruto. Interesting. But you feel like you're more likely to actually get into it from something with a bigger focus. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I've noticed in I don't know how long so I haven't been to the Silicon Valley Shogi Club in weeks. I've been to the Saturday meetup, but I haven't been to the Tuesday night meetup in weeks, many weeks. Since my kids have been home, and since I've been streaming so heavily, but I haven't gone. But anyway, so I've been we've been doing this for a year or two now, going at these Tuesday nights, and there were the people that came in and said that they were interested because of March Comes In Like a Lion. They came for a few weeks. They came and it seemed like they might become regulars, but they tailed off. I can't think of a local person I know that got into it because of March Comes In Like a Lion and has stayed. But I could definitely be missing. I could be missing people. So it seems like the people who come in because of friends, or because of like somehow chess, somehow they were exposed through chess, they were good chess players, they seem to be sticking around. As long as you accept the premise of shogi, and I think it's completely legitimate to not accept the premise. Coming from a chess background, and I think it would be completely legitimate for someone to come from chess and see, oh, these drops, now these are dumb. I don't like this. This is fun, but now I'll stick with chess. I understand that mindset. Like, stick with what you love, and if something is a little too out of the norm, I understand ignoring it. But some people really latch onto it, especially some of the people who may be a little tired of chess. Shogi Noob, say it's a very fun game, but online is so that this is I think this is the Shogi Dad take, that the number one thing that prevents growth of shogi, I think, it's not the pieces, it's not it's not the rules, it's not the board, not having checkers. it's that online, frankly, sucks for new players in shogi. It is terrible. It's not welcoming because they're, for whatever reason, the shogi world has grown up, or grown into a culture of sandbagging. So the low level players on 81 Dojo and Shogi Club 24, they're more than not, in my experience and from what I hear, they're sandbaggers. They're high level or higher level players playing at the low ranks, just beating noobs. That is bad. I do not like it, and I think it really holds people back. So and the 1-2 punch of that is that new players, they come in to this very difficult game. This is a very difficult, unintuitive game. I think even more so than chess. It is very difficult to come in, not because of the pieces, but because of the game. And they come in and they just get wrecked, and they feel like idiots. Because no one wants to just, with very few exceptions, people are going to take to heart that idea of lose your first 500 games as fast as you can. That kind of saying. And so these people come in, they want to play. They get to these jank websites. As much as I praise 81 Dojo and Shogi Club 24, these are jank websites if you compare them to modern times. And so you get on these sites, and then you just get steamrolled by people who are ostensibly beginners, but we all know they're not, but they're rated like beginners. And then so the 1-2 punch is that you're like, okay, maybe I'm not ready for humans. Let me go play bots. And bots are they're in a terrible state right now in shogi, except for maybe Pyo Shogi, which I've spoken highly of in the past, at least in my opinion. So anyway, I am really on the soapbox, and I had no intent of being on the soapbox. Let me get something. I'm going to give a gift. I'm going to bring up a gift from someone that gave it to me at work. So I occasionally get on the soapbox, in these streams. Occasionally, rarely. I'll say rarely, but I get up and I talk and I pontificate. But this is not unique to shogi. Let me get this. A friend and former colleague bought this old-timey soapbox. An actual, this says Golden Rule soap. It's an actual soap box so that I could turn it over and stand on it. A great gift, a great funny gift. It was, very, very funny. A nicer gift than one of his other gifts, where he got me like this little glass vial, like a miniature vial, like that you could put in something. He's like, here's a container for your talent, and so we joke around, but anyway, great gift. I love the soapbox, and I'm on the soapbox, and I apologize for people that don't like the soapbox stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. Let me. I feel like I'm so far behind in chat right now. Shikamaru. Okay, I don't know Shikamaru. The people learn through the Hidechi videos, which were nice. They were nice, and they do have a ton. They have, unlike any other shogi content creator, because these videos were so old and they were the only thing in town. They have thousands of views. They have a lot of views. I don't like the Hidechi videos all that much myself, but a lot of people have learned a lot of things from them. I don't like them just because they're very they're old, they're very blurry. It's hard to follow. The audio is not great. The audio is not great. But so it just, those types of reasons. I never really got. I've watched a lot of them, but I never really got into much of them. You say chess less than shogi, no hate, just facts. I don't agree. I think they're both great. But yeah, yeah. Uh, the Magic Base at the anime convention, anime, or the two things people told you when they heard about Shogi was either Yakuza or Naruto. Yakuza is another entry point. Yes, yes. For a long while there, I still think Yakuza is some of the best shogi software out there, which really speaks wonders about how poor shogi software, the state of shogi software is. Yeah, a lot of people have played it, but I think most people that I know, they get exposed to it, and then they'll go to a video to see how to get the achievement. Basically, how to solve these problems. It's funny that the Yakuza stuff, they're the 10 puzzles. It's amazing now. I feel good about it, but they are so easy for me now that I remember when I first played one, when I first played shogi in the Yakuza games, those puzzles were so difficult to me. Nowadays, I go in there and I'm like, just scream. It takes more time for me to go through their menus, to go to the next, to take the gift and get the stuff. And Raquel learned because of March Comes a Lion and then taught Rebecca. Wait a minute. They've only been doing shogi for a few years. I thought they've been a part of the Brazilian shogi community for just 10, 20 years. I just thought they've been there forever. I just assumed that. Because as long as I have known about the Brazilian shogi world, they've been a part of it. So to me, it's since the beginning of time. Wow. So they came in and stayed from March Comes Like a Lion. Your problem with chess is the game can be won 20 turns ahead, but shogi with the drops means you're never really safe. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Though I think a lot of positions in chess are also awfully hairy. Even as endgames are very difficult in chess too. And I have lost my share of chess games when I was up pieces, just like I do in shogi. I've blundered away my share of unlosable chess games. Now I want to go play a Yakuza game again. What was the last one that I played? The one that I have played most. I think the one that I've played most is the first turn-based one, Like a Dragon. I played the heck out of that one on it was anyway on Xbox Game Pass. So I didn't have to buy it, and it's running on Xbox 360 and 60 frames per second and yada da da da. I had such a fun time on that. I didn't beat it because one of those mini games just kind of became annoying to me, like the mini game where you build the companies or something like that. And once I hit that, I just stopped. It just, for some reason, it took the wind all out of my sails, and I stopped. But I played tons and tons of hours of that game. The guys with the diapers and all those weird stories. Yakuza 0, I think I played a bunch. I think I played more shogi in Yakuza 0 than in any other of the Yakuza games. Mithrander, you started playing chess when you were 9, but part of my thing is... But when you learned about the views of shogi, your mind is blown. You love the promotion rules and peace drops. You can promote your flying chariot. Yeah, it is very cool. It's very cool. But... Just to play devil's, I also love the geometry of chess. I love the elegance of chess mating problems, where you don't have to worry about drops coming in, just this perpetual stream of drops getting in the way. You just make this geometric jewel. and then you and then and then you play another game. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Since you're pretty much forced to play shogi to progress, I think pointing new players to Lee Shogi is a bad idea. It's like dumping beginners in a ghost town and proving that nobody. I hear you. I hear you, and I agree with you. And I feel like I haven't been. I feel like I haven't been as supportive of Lee Shogi as I should be. Especially on the stream. I feel like I'm giving my money every month. I'm making sort of. I want to see it succeed. I've been trying to make it succeed all the time. I use the study. I use these studies all the time. And I love the software. I think it's the best shogi software on the net. But I'll try to support it with a few bucks every month, until it's dead. But to me, it basically feels like it's dead. The dream is dead, and I don't know how we get any further. With there's not much buzz, there's not much excitement. It's the same people playing. It's the same very few people playing that always have played, and there's no meaningful rating system because there aren't players, and yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before. What needs to be done? I mean, maybe you need a charismatic leader of the project. It's just kind of nobody knows the person who's doing all this work on it. It's all great work, but it's just some person out there who isn't all that vocal, in the community. And I still think they should have rated bots. I mean, it's easier said than done because the bots in Shogi are so bad. It's so hard to bad as in they're too hard or too easy. It's tough, but like you've got to get I think you've got to get some real ratings. I don't know. And there's this weird nostalgic appeal people have with 81 Dojo. I don't know what it is. People love it, and people love the post-game analysis stuff. A lot of people love. I don't know how the shogi culture and the Go culture kind of got there. I don't know if it's an artifact of that's just how it was in Japan, but like my hot take of the day is that post-game analysis culture is detrimental to the growth of shogi world. That's my hot take. This is my hot take. I haven't given it much thought, so I'm just going to make that hot take. I think it's detrimental. I think people should be wanting to play. I think studying is great and enjoying the PGA is great, but I don't. There don't seem to be many people in the chess world doing post game analysis. Together, of their games after the game. I don't even know if any of the sites even allow for it anymore. Maybe Lichess does. I don't know, but I don't think many people do study them together. And that was a very unfleshed out, unresearched and uninformed potentially opinion. But that's my hot take. A lot of people get really wrapped up in the post-game analysis, and that's fine, and that is fine. Like I said, everyone plays for different reasons, but I think a lot of people are peer pressured into doing PGAs, and I don't think that's a good place to be. You got to stand. I don't know. Put a doll in the box. Oh, boy, and I'm getting to the part of chat where I had the soapbox. Oh gosh, anytime I have a point to make, pull out the soapbox and just start standing on it. The pinned post on our shogi are also terrible. Yeah, agreed. I've noticed that there is that thread about the shogi streamers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this person hasn't streamed in years. In literally years. In talking about, a handful of years, it feels like, some of these people. And they're still in there. It's funny. Yeah, Yakuza's, yeah, exactly, Shogi-pan. That was my thinking too. Is like, man, I wish I could use a mouse. I wish I could use a mouse with this. Because otherwise, I really enjoyed playing Yakuza. And you get in I think in Yakuza 0, the Shogi Dojo is like in an underground room, in a building. And they've got, the table boards, they've got the floorboards, they've got, trophies. It's like you're in this little shogi atmosphere, and I could just dream of what it would be like to be in one of these for real. These shogi clubs. Raquel and Rebecca started at most 4 years ago. Wow. Also, in my mind, March Comes In Like a Lion is still kind of new. So, gosh, I swear, the lockdown threw my sense of timing just completely out the window. Boy, March Comes In Like a Lion was on Netflix. Oh my gosh. Maybe like 5 or 6 years ago or more. Oh my gosh, it's now an old anime. Shogi Noob, you've seen games of chess where they pre-move the entire game, turn one, and still win. Wait. Oh, and win, even less, it's less beginner friendly, but on chess.com, I've talked about this before. On chess.com, if you're 500 elo or 750 elo, my experience in this is that my nephew he's 10 years old, and he was playing on chess.com, and I was observing, a bunch of his games. And he was like 650, 500, 650 elo, so very low level player. And the games he was playing, they were good games. And good in the sense that he was playing other people at his level and playing lots of people at his level. So, you play a lot of, you play people, from different countries, different styles, and they're as good or bad as you are. And you just grow, and learn together that way. He never, in all the games I watched, I didn't see him get sandbagged once. I also didn't see him get cheated once, but that could have happened. I didn't see all his games, but it seems to me like I've said this before. It seems like the shogi world's problem is the online shogi world. Its problem is sandbaggers. The chess world's is cheaters. But I think the cheater thing is a little overinflated in chess. I think, and obviously I don't have the metrics, and I'm taking other people's words for it. But in my experience, anyway, I didn't feel like I was getting cheated in when I played chess online. Oh, you started Shogi. Yeah, you started Shogi because of Sangatsu no, but you started Shogi because of TT Series. Now, you are one of those people who loves PGA, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, so Shogi Noob, the dream is dead. I was just saying that in sort of in jest, but just for Lee Shogi, not for Shogi, not for Western Shogi. It was just for Lee Shogi, the website. If it continues limping along like it does, there's not much. So Shogi-pan, yeah, you are, if I'm not mistaken, you are one of the biggest proponents of PGA. You love it, and that's great. Yeah. So I did remember you correctly. You're feeling, if you say if post game analysis wasn't a thing, you highly doubt that you would be engaging with the shogi community. Yeah, and that's fair. It's certainly a counterpoint to mine. It's tough because some people love it, some people don't like it, and I think in the end, like I said, it's a hot take, and I haven't thought that much about it, but I think it quietly, it subtly keeps beginners away. It subtly keeps people away. It's like, am I going to play a game? Am I going to play a game with this Shogi Harbor member? The game will take 2 hours, or 20 minutes, but then I'm going to have to spend 2 hours pretending to care about, all these variations, like, that kind of thing. And over the board, you can just wrap it up and talk and move pieces around, and it's a more social thing. I just find it a little, for me, and I think for a lot of people, based on top secret discussions I've had, it seems like I'm not alone in thinking that the online PGA is a bit of a chore. Yeah. Oh, so this is not when I say that PGA, I mean those mutual PGAs where you play someone and you and that other player are going over your moves. The PGA of the games that I'm playing on stream, these are a joy. These are an absolute joy for me. Because I'm just learning. I'm just soaking up this information from way better players. And so, this is all good. This isn't the type of, I am not talking about, my streamed games. I'm talking about sort of like the 81 Dojo, like WSL type games. So WSL games, they will end and the two players will do the PGA, or the person who lost will lie and say, I have to go, or they'll make up some real obvious excuse. It's like, okay, you were playing WSL, but now all of a sudden you have to go. So that kind of thing. It's really funny. Funny to me anyway. Yeah, March Comes in the Lion is not on the United States Netflix either. It hasn't been for years. I wanted to watch it again last year, so I got like a month of Crunchyroll so I could watch it. It seems like it's not possible to buy these things. I didn't see a way to buy, like I wanted to just buy the series rather than pay for a month or two of Crunchyroll. I just wanted to buy the series, and I could not find a way to do it. Nikaido, you say, is the most adorable person? More than Momo. Oh, man. I won't comment on who I like. Yeah, transport. Oh, it's yeah. So when I talk about post-game analysis, I don't mean and just the general analysis, and it doesn't mean the ones on the stream. And one player PGA is an absolute, like, if you want to improve, one player PGA is absolutely required. Totally agree. I'm just talking about sort of the forced 81 Dojo style post game PGA. That's all I'm talking about. I think online gaming should be about online gaming. Really, if we want to get more people involved, and maybe that's why Shogi Wars does so well. You can't do PGA on Shogi Wars. You're not obligated to do it. Shogi Club 24, no one does PGA, and yeah. Anyway. I don't want to just bash it, like because people love it. But I don't enjoy it as much, those two-player PGAs after a match, especially after a long match. I'll do it, I do it over the board, and over the board is somehow different in my mind. Yeah, Shogi Pan has 3 times the hours of shogi games in PGA. I believe it. I've seen some of Shogi Pan's PGAs, and it's, I think, like I watched the game. I watched the Shogi Pan game, and then watched the first like 15 to 20 minutes of the PGA, and then I go away for dinner, and I come back 3 hours later, and the PGA is still going, and I'll watch like 10, 15 minutes of it, and then I'll go to bed, and then I'll wake up in the morning, and the PGA is still going, and I'm like, man, this is a long PGA. Yeah, Lee Chess is great for Blitz. I think all the chess sites are great for Blitz. Picross, you say you hope someday we can get a collab with one of the chess streamers, but we need enough channels, good enough websites. Like you mean one of the Japanese streamers, like the popular streamers in Japan. Favorite Sangatsu is Yanagihara. Oh man. Yeah, there are a lot of good characters. I couldn't pick a favorite character. Yeah, sure. Transport. If Shogi Wars forced 2-player PGA, you just BM spamming duck emotes. Yeah, exactly. The Elite Chess style, well played. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Shogi Pan. I mean, there's certainly multiple schools of thought on Shogi Wars. I think a lot of people do play. They just want fast games to knock out while waiting for something. Without caring. I care. So Shogi Wars are the games I care most about. Outside of a few over the board opponents and a tournament play. I've played in one tournament, so it's not like I even have much experience in there. But I am to the point of caring about my Shogi Wars games more than many of my OTB games. I just, for whatever reason, having a rating there, having this visual milestone or this visual indicator of my progress on the journey to improvement, it just resonates with me. I couldn't say why, I couldn't explain it, but I am definitely in the group of people who cares about their Shogi Wars games. And then you're thinking, wait, Anna Cromling, she's a chess player. Oh, you actually mean? Oh, I didn't actually process what you meant in your initial message. I think my mind just did the automatic substitution of chess for shogi, thinking you were talking about. Oh wow, I don't know, boy. What would Anna Cromling gain by doing a shogi stream? Like, why would she care? Why would Eric Rosen care? Like, I guess it's a slightly different bit of content, and maybe they can get a few more viewers. But like, there's almost no upside to them doing shogi. Because the shogi community is like so unsupportive of its content creators that, like, what are they gonna? Is Anna gonna get like 5 new viewers? Maybe. 5 out of. Is she a million sub person yet? I haven't seen her in a long time, but she was one of the good ones. There are many gross chess streamers out there. She's one of the good ones. What is YouTube on a Cromling? 1.2 million followers. Jeez. Woof. You could take. I mean, like not even joking. You could take the entire active Western shogi community and add them to her subscriber count, and the number wouldn't increase. Like, it would still say 1.2, or 1.19 million subscribers. Wow, 1.2 million subs. Whoa. That's a lot of subs. The chess world has many, it seems like 1+ million sub people. Like these are people who are making a living creating chess content. They're not players. I mean, they're players, obviously, but they're not pro players. These are people making a living, a good living, by creating chess videos. Amazing. Like the shogi world can't even have someone break even in the West. Boy, how do we get there? You think Lewis mentioned something about shogi players being good chess players? I wonder. I know vice versa. It happens. Chess players that I know are good at shogi. Who is Lewis, by the way? I'm not familiar with that name. Mentioned something about shogi players being good chess players. Magic based. This is a great question. Estimate on how many Western shogi players exist. So if depends what you consider a player. If player means has played a game in the let's say they have played a game. They play at least one game. On average, let's say they play one game a week. So on average, not necessarily that they have to play every week one game, but someone who has played 50 games in a year. Do you think we even have 1,000? Do you think we even have 1,000 players? I'm asking. My guess, if there was an over/under, I think I would guess under 1,000. But that's based on how tiny the Shogi Harbor community is. Yeah, Petcross, you say you never know. Viewers can like to learn a new thing. Novelty, yeah, and the novelty could be good. Yeah, and that is a good point. It would need thinking the format though. A 2-hour-long explanation of rules. Yeah, and I think that is one of the areas where the pieces do get in the way a little. Like I'm usually pretty vocal on being someone saying like I don't believe the pieces are the limiting factor for shogi adoption. The kanji. I don't think it's a limiting factor, but for that type of event, I think it might be, especially since, and all I don't want to say all respect to you because this is the way you insult anything, but like acknowledging that people put in a lot of work on international shogi piece sets. I don't think we even have an international piece set that is better than terrible. That's my feeling. Not counting the one like the Shogi.czs, which are a mix of kanji and whatnot. Yeah. The top shogi content creator has 200K subs, and but obviously she caters only to the Japanese audience. So it's. And she's great, and she's working now. I don't know if you've seen. She seems to be. It seems to me that she's ramped up herself from like her promotion game. So I'm hoping that number starts rising, again, because she's great. She's got such a great attitude. She's got such a great personality. Obviously, she has the intangibles. She's an incredible player, and she plays a lot of openings, and has a varied style of play. So she's got it all. She has it all, and I want to see her succeed. Manal hasn't streamed in over a month. Oh, is that true? I've just talked her up so much and she hasn't streamed. Maybe it's because she's been doing this promotional stuff. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Oh. Oh, Levy, not Lewis. Oh, okay. Okay, so let me scroll back there. See, you Levy mentioned something about Shogi players being good chess players. Oh, yeah, that video. Yep, yep. Both of you made the same autocomplete mistake, Picross and Koshiro. Wow, Fujimori's at 196. All right. Picross, I don't know if you're saying that because you've heard me say it. I've been saying that since I started streaming. I've been talking about how it amazes me that nobody has made like a Netflix series or a Netflix show about Carolina and her emergence as a the first Western shogi pro. It's a great story. It's great content, and it's real. It's real. It's not Queen's Gambit, which is made up. This is actually real and really inspiring. And I'm not gonna say someone should do it because the inevitable response is, well, why don't you do it? I mean, and then my follow up is that I don't know anything about making TV, and then someone else will say, well, if you care enough, you'll learn. Anyway, I don't want to get into that, but all I'm saying is it amazes me that no one, in 2024, in this era where people are starved for these types of stories, that a real story happens and we don't get any. Maybe it's just because Poland is off the radar for a lot of the West, or maybe I don't know, because a lot of the West also is sort of captivated by Japan. So it's that whole West meets Japan. It seems to me like it would be so great and have so much appeal. How many hot takes? So many hot takes today. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. So Shogi Harbor. The YouTube has 6.3 thousand. Oh boy, I thought it just had like 2,000. Either way, 2.3K members. Do we even have 100 or 200 active Discord members? Because the Shogi Harbor Discord is basically like there are two people who just talk nonstop and don't really add much to anything. And then there's the others who occasionally talk. There's a handful of others who occasionally talk. How does Mahjong do compared to Shogi in the West? That I don't know. I have no insight into the Mahjong world. I am also confused by it, Shogi Noob. I've tried to learn it a couple times. It's just there's a lot of upfront learning to it that I couldn't. It seems like I just couldn't get myself to get over the hump and justify, since I don't have anyone to play with in person. Yeah, tough love from Transport. Yeah, I think it still could be good. The whole thing, you could make the arc and Rising to Shodan, and I think it could be a great series. And the way that some of these Netflix series are drawn out, we could probably get 8 episodes out of this at least. And then season 2 can be made up. Like season 2, we'll get in all the characters that need to be in Netflix type shows and just make it all dramatic. And you make it more like Queen's Gambit. All of a sudden, it's no longer real life Carolina. It's this ridiculous, crazy person who's just all dramatic. And maybe people will like that series too. But at least Shogi will be in it. Oh, Shogi Pond. Yeah. You almost never talk. You're one of the occasionals. What is Go? Go is if you search on YouTube, it's Go Game or Ego, IGO, or Baduk, BADUK. It's a game with black and white stones, and you create territory essentially. It's I think it's believed to be the oldest game that exists right now, effectively unchanged. Thousands of years of history of this game, effectively this with the same rules. Season 2, Karo plays against Godzilla. Oh, that would be incredible. Oh man. Yeah, Mahjong Soul is good. I wanted to learn because I saw Killer Ducky playing on Mahjong Soul. And I created my account and I played, and it's just like, oh my God, these games are so fast. I can't even read my hand in the time I have to move. It feels like it's all blitz. And, Go has the incredible AlphaGo documentary, which is great, which is sort of bringing a new audience into it. But Go also had the incredible anime and manga, Hikaru no Go. That's where tons of people got into Go from that series. And it is so good. You can't even compare Sangatsu to it, because March Comes In Like a Lion it's a really nice anime in under the backdrop of shogi. Hikaru no Go is about Go. There are a lot of other themes, of course, but it is first and foremost about Go, and it's awesome. It is so good. I have seen with my family now. We have watched the series all the way through many times, not just like once or twice, like many times. Because we used to have a tradition that only ended recently, where we start on New Year's Eve with sushi and a sushi dinner on New Year's Eve, and we start the series and then just watch until it's done. Not it's many hours, so it's like it takes sometimes weeks to get through it all. But we did that every year for years. At Picross, where you live, the Go Club is around 15 people per session, while we in the 4 in the Shogi Club. Yeah, I think that seems to be sort of common in Northern California. I think we have a great Shogi Club turnout. We're getting a decent number of people. The club, the main club that I go to, the East Bay Shogi Club, which is the furthest from me, but that's the one that I go most to every week. We now have between 4 and 6 people. So it's a small club at a coffee shop, but it's great. The Silicon Valley Shogi Club, which I go to at least once a month based on the Saturday meetings, there's, I'd say 8 to 15 people regularly at those. So it's a nice size. So I think we're competing, if not beating, some of the local chess clubs or Go clubs. Definitely not beating the chess club. Yeah. Wow, I don't know how we got into all this discussion today. Yeah, 3 games. How long has the stream been going on? 3.5 hours, 3 games, and 2 of those games were like 50 move games. So a lot of chat, a lot of review. These are the good kinds of reviews. And maybe the discussion started because I was pointing out how I'm amazed by the complexity and depth of shogi. Like I'm still as I'm talking all this stuff, there's still a thread running in my head, just thinking. I'm still amazed and flabbergasted at how big my advantage was in this last game, where I didn't think the opponent did anything wrong. It's so weird. So in the last game, I didn't think the opponent did anything wrong, and all of a sudden I was just winning. And in the second game, I took their rook for my silver, and I won that game. But the engine was like, no, this is an even game, and it's mind-boggling. Just chatting stream. You didn't see any games being played. You missed some good ones. I think there were some interesting games. I do think they were interesting in ways that are sort of, maybe I'm sounding like a broken record in saying this, but it seems like they've been interesting in ways that are new to me, where like I said, I'm just flabbergasted at some of this, at what I'm seeing and what I'm trying to evaluate on the board. Yeah, the last one, the last one. I mean, it's the one that's shown on the screen now. It's I am floored that the only move the opponent has here to maintain equality is this weird, this oddball move, which no one is going to make. No one is going to make at my level anyway. It's just so weird. It's so amazing to me, because everything the opponent did seemed just fine. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, it has been fun. I appreciate everyone being on and joining in on this talk. I'm sorry I couldn't get through chat as quickly. It took a while. It took a while to get to each message, and so I apologize. Like, it seemed like there might have even been a 10-minute gap. There was so much. I must have just been pontificating on that soapbox so long, pontificating and I don't know, full of hot air, making hot takes. But it was fun. It was fun, and I love this stuff. That's one of the things about shogi too. I mean, it could be about almost anything though, really. So it's not necessarily exclusive to shogi. But I love talking about this stuff and talking about, either in person or virtually, just even just with text, just chatting with people. There's so much to discuss in shogi, and it's all good. It's all good. It's a great game. So I'll stop rambling. I am going to go get some bubble tea with my daughter. She is no longer working at that job that I had mentioned, where I'm doing the pickup and the drop off, so I don't have to do those drives in the morning and the evening. But we're going to go get some bubble tea now, and thank you so much, everyone. These were fun. I'll be back tomorrow, and just enjoy your shogi games. Welcome to all the new people, and hope you enjoy shogi, and good luck in your first steps into the shogi world. And take care. Thanks so much. Bye.